What's up, everybody? I'm SS Multiverse, and today we're talking about, is Merged Zamasu or Zamasu Black immortal? Now, as you know, in Dragon Ball Super episode 64, based on the preview, we know that Zamasu and Goku Black are going to merge their bodies using the Patar earrings to become the Merged Zamasu. Now, he goes by many names. I've heard him called Zamasu Black, the Merged Zamasu, Black Asu. For this video's sake, I'm going to be calling him the Merged Zamasu because he doesn't really officially have a name yet. So I just think the Merged Zamasu is probably the most fairest thing to call him as of right now. But one of the biggest debates over the Merged Zamasu is he immortal? Because as we know, one of the few Z's, which was Zamasu, was immortal, but Goku Black is not. So if they were to merge their bodies together, would they become immortal or not? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the two best arguments I've heard for each sides, and then I'm going to give you guys some actual proof I found which says if he's immortal or not. Now, the first argument I've heard, which as far as I know came from Geekdom, said that the Merged Zamasu is not immortal because the Super Dragon Ball's wish was made to make that particular Zamasu immortal, and Goku Black is not immortal, but when he made that wish using the Super Dragon Balls, it only affected that one Zamasu. As you know, anyone who uses the Patar earrings to fuse together makes an entirely new being. It's no longer just a combination of the old two beings, it's an entirely new person based on the old two people. But it's not just a mix of them together. So if two beings merge together and make an entirely new being, then that wish can no longer affect that new being because it was only made with one of the persons who made up that new fused being itself. So if Patar fusion makes an entirely new being, then the fusees, then the fused being would not be affected by the wish from the Super Dragon Balls because it's no longer the two fusees which the wish was made on. Now, I think this theory makes a lot of sense, and I would even have to make an argument that in terms of what Dragon Ball Z has stated, that this theory would make probably the most sense because they have said that that's an entirely new being. And normally when you make a wish using the Dragon Balls, it only affects the person in which the wish was made to affect. However, I'd say a weakness of this theory is that it's never really been stated what happens after someone fuses if they had a wish made with them. Like, what would happen to Garlic Jr. if he fused with somebody else? Would he still be immortal as well? We really don't know. Now, the best theory of why the Merged Zamasu would be immortal that I heard is that a fusion takes the dominant traits of the fusees, and therefore a Zamasu fuse would be immortal. Now, what I mean by that is when Goku and Vegeta fused with each other and Goten and Trunks, they all had the individual traits of the characters to begin with. Like, Goten still had the hair of both. He still had Kamehameha and any techniques that came from Trunks as well. So that's kind of like they have the dominant traits from both fighters. And as you know, immortality is an extremely dominant trait. So if Goku Black and Zamasu were to merge, he would most likely be immortal because it's such a dominant trait. The body regeneration is a trait of one of them to begin with, so wouldn't the fusion have it as well? So I think this argument really works out well because it happened in DBZ where every time someone would fuse, they'd have the techniques and abilities of both of the people that would made the fusion. However, we really haven't seen this much in action involving a third party affecting the people who are fusing. Now, what I mean by third party is the dragon who made the wish. We never really seen what happens to a fusion if somebody else is assisting one of the people with their abilities. In this case, the dragon. We really don't know much about what happens after the person fuses. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said I was going to reveal proof that pretty much ultimately states where I stand on this, and ultimately, I think proves if the Merged Zamasu is immortal or not. Now, this comes from Devil's Corpse Twitter page, which is a DBZ fan who speaks both Japanese and English. In a live stream about Dragon Ball Heroes, it was revealed that the Mafuba jar is critical to saving the future. Now, I think that one line proves if the Merged Zamasu Black is immortal or not. And what I mean by that is, if the Mafuba jar is important, that means Vegeta most likely cannot defeat the Merged Zamasus using strength and speed alone. Now, if Merged Zamasu is mortal, that's kind of strange because Vegeta would be almost unquestionably stronger, being that Goku and Vegeta can defeat Goku Black and Zamasu, which was stated in the preview for episode 64 that Zamasu and Goku Goku Black are on the losing end of the battle now. So wouldn't you think a fusion between two people who are stronger at this point would be stronger than a fusion of two people who are weaker? And what I think this is ultimately saying is that Vegeto's still going to have to use the Mufuba jar because the Merged Zamasu is immortal. I believe this simple line is enough for me to state that it's almost a fact that we're going to see Merged Zamasu being immortal, because otherwise the only other explanation is that he would be too strong, which I simply cannot see with Vegeto. So where I stand on this is pretty obvious at this point. I think the Merged Zamasu is most definitely immortal, and it makes complete sense why they went through all the Mufuba training and all this scenes where they're trying to repair the jar. I think it works way better with the evidence we've seen in Dragon Ball Super if the Merged Zamasu is immortal, and we almost have, I'm gonna say 95% confirmation with this one line alone that he is in fact immortal. Otherwise, they're saying that he's undefeatable without the Mufuba technique. And what other reason would he be undefeatable if not for his immortality? But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that the Merged Zamasu is mortal or immortal? Let me know in the comments. I'll read them like always. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next video.